everyone, it's Froggy, and I'm back again with another episode of Nicole. So now that I've finished Jeff's route, I've decided that I'm going to go back and I'm going to start doing Kurt's route. So this is the first episode on Kurt's route exclusively, so I'm just going to go ahead and start, and it's November 4th. Okay, so now I'm going to start. It's another day in econ, except today's a little different than usual. We're getting another test back at the end of class. I'm not as nervous as I was with my first test. I'm pretty confident I did better this time around. It's all thanks to those tutoring sessions with Kurt. By agreeing to teach him, I was forced to make sure that I knew the material really well. I don't want to sound cocky or anything, but if I don't get an A on this test, I'll be way surprised. I just have to wait and see. The teacher looks like he's about ready to wrap up this lecture. And yep, he's done. I can see him setting the chalk down and dusting off his hands. After he announces our test will be returned, he gets the heck out of here to avoid the inevitable dog pile. The TAs have already sorted out the tests into 3 different piles at the front of the room. Just like before, it's all sorted by last name, so mine should be in the first stack of tests again. People are already rushing to the front table to try and find their test first. I stay back for now and take the time to pack up my stuff. Going in there now would just be asking to get run over. Feeling nervous? I look up as I recognize that voice. Kurt stopped by the end of the row I'm sitting at, his backpack just over his shoulder. I'm a little surprised he isn't one of those people who rush to get their tests as soon as they can. Then again, he was a straggler like me last time. A little bit, but I'm hoping that all the studying we did paid off. Same here. I've got a lot riding on this score. I need at least a C if I want to stand a chance in hell at passing this class. Hey, of course you passed it. You got me helping you, remember? Heh, true. How could I forget? Kurt looks over at the table in front and waves me from my seat. It's clear. Moment of truth time. Let's grab our tests and go. Someone's an eager beaver. I follow Kurt down the table and go straight to the first stack, where my test should be. I'm surprised it managed to stay in the stack this time. I hope this doesn't take as long as it did before. Thankfully, it doesn't. I find my test easily in the middle of the others, and I pull it out. Ah, yes! I see a beautiful score of 94 right at the top of my test. All that confidence wasn't for show. I did way better this time. Wonder how Kurt did. Grave. Well, I'm about to find out. Kurt sounds so excited. My heart rises a little in my chest as I turn and expect the good news. His grin's so bright that I feel almost blinded by how happy he is. I passed it. Even better. Kurt holds up the test out for me to look, and I see he scored an 82 on it. I got a B. I try to settle Kurt down before he throws this test on the floor and does the victory dance around it. I gotta admit, though, he's kinda cute when he's all giddy like this. Oh my gosh, I told you could earn a B. Congrats, Marjorie. You did a great job. Of course. Kurt puffs out his chest like he's some exotic bird, then laughs sheepishly. Kidding. We both know I couldn't have done it without your help. Aw, I didn't do much. You kidding me? If you didn't push my ass, I would have been skimming chapters the night before the test. Kurt's right. It's way too easy to imagine him reverting back to his old ways. Fine. I'll take this as your weird way of saying thanks. You're welcome, Kurt. I managed to get an A out of all of those sessions, so we're basically even. Whoa, nice. Kurt grins and poises his hands for a high five. Our palms smack together a little too loudly, but whatever. We got awesome grades. But if you think that's all I had in store to thank you, you got another thing coming. Kurt Madry can do way better than that. The corner of his lips curl into a devious grin. Remember when you said you'd go to dinner with me if I got a B on the test? Well? Kurt holds up his test and taps it with the back of his fingers. I did say that. I sigh under my breath. I could easily just deny it ever happened, but I did promise him. I should keep my word. Fine, I'll go to dinner with you, but I stop Kurt before he can pump his fist victoriously like I know he wants to. You'll have to ask me properly first. I don't want to go just because I lost some wager. Ah, you want a proper invitation, huh? Fine, you got it. One proper invitation coming right up. Kurt rolls his shoulders back and takes a deep breath. I'm confused. It's not like I asked him to run the 500-meter dash here. Okay. His face is tinged a little red as he forces down a swallow. Is Kurt nervous? Hold on. I trail off and look around at the other people in the hall. We weren't being too loud, so I doubt they overheard us, but I bet it'd look pretty weird for Kurt to just ask this right in front of everyone. Let's go outside, so we don't disturb anyone? That's my excuse, but I honestly just feel that being outside would be way more private than being in this stuffy room. As we situate ourselves under the nearest tree, the light poking through the leaves flickers over the both of us like embers of a fire. It highlights Kurt's face in a weird way. His jaw seems more defined, and his eyes are more blue. I get lost in those for a moment before I remember the reason we came out here. Okay, give me your best shot, Madry. I was all ready to do it before you interrupted me, but Kurt turns his gaze right on me, and it's so intense that it makes my skin prickle with goosebumps. Will you go to dinner with me, Nicole? It's such a strange sound that I think I mishear Kurt at first. Did he just say my first name? The realization hits me hard like a truck. He did. Kurt just said my first name. He never uses my first name. Are you blushing? I don't understand where he's coming from until I realize how warm my face is right now. That must be it. I am blushing. I wasn't expecting it. You never call me by my first name. I angle my face away to try and hide it. Simultaneously, I point at Kurt as I notice something. You're blushing too. What? Kurt curses under his breath as he clamps a hand around his lower face. I can only imagine how weird we must look right now. His face must be as red as mine. Are you gonna give me an answer? Dinner? Yes or no? Yes? Yes, I'll go with you already. He's making me so nervous and yelly. How did just the sound of my name turn me into this? I take a breath and try to calm down. It's a good thing I made us go outside, because all this yelling would definitely cause a scene. At least we managed to get that ordeal out of the way. So when should we do this? I'm basically free whenever. You free tonight? I balk at Kurt's suggestion. Wow, short notice much? Trust me, it'll be worth it. So, are you? Normally, I'm not one to just trust any of Kurt's impulsive antics, but I figure, what the heck? It's not like I'm behind on my homework. I can spare a night out. No, tonight sounds great. Awesome. Kurt beams at me. Then I'll pick you up outside your dorm later tonight. Wear something nice. We'll be going somewhere fancy. Oh, you fancy, huh? Kurt snickers at my joke. I'm serious. You'll see. I won't make you regret it. I'll check and see if I have anything formal in my closet then. Sweet. I'll text you the time to meet up later. I gotta get a few things out of the way first. Alright, later. See you later, Grave. Kurt tries to play it cool and smooth as he backs away, but he's wearing such a goofy smile. The weird thing is that I feel like I'm doing the same thing. Even when Kurt's gone, I keep smiling like that. What is up with me? I reach up to massage my cheeks back into relaxing. Man, this means I'll have a lot to do when I get back. If Kurt's taking me to a high-class place, I'll have to put together a nice outfit, curl my hair, do my makeup. Oh well, it should be worth it. I've never been out somewhere fancy like this. I sigh as I think about the night to come. Wait, sigh? I shake my head furiously like I'm trying to clear it of cobwebs. That wasn't the usual sigh I directed Kurt. It was more like a dreamy kind of sigh. If I'm sighing like this after thinking about Kurt, it'd be like I actually like Kurt. I ponder this as I head back to my own room and start getting ready. How do I feel about Kurt? Like, genuinely. I did used to think he was the biggest pig I'd ever met, and he does still get on my nerves sometimes. But by spending more time with him in our tutoring sessions, I feel like I understand him a little more. So the question is, do I like Kurt? Nicole, honey. No. This should not, no. Anyways, answer, it's a definite maybe. I know it's an oxymoron, but to me, all I know is that I feel something different for him than your usual friendship. I wouldn't be able to define it if I tried. Maybe it's just some weird kind of friend crush. I do my best to put it out of my mind and prepare for our night out. I mean, sure, it'll just be the two of us, but it's not like this is anything serious. To me, it's dinner with a friend, and that's all. I just stick to that limit and everything will be fine. When I'm out in front of my dorm, I wonder if I've already broken that rule. I might be dressing a little too nicely for going out with a friend. Oh well, Kurt did say to dress formally, and what's not to love about a sleeveless pink cocktail dress? I wore a pearl necklace along with it. They're faux, but they look fancy though, and that's what matters. I'm looking nice if I do say so myself. And if I'm thinking that, Kurt'll definitely be thinking that when he sees me. Speaking of him, he did say around this time, right? I pulled my phone out of my purse and checked the latest text. Uh-huh, I'm not crazy. He's like 10 minutes late. I'm resolved to giving him an extra 10 more minutes before complaining. However, as soon as I see him coming down toward me, he looks quite dapper in a collared shirt and black tie. I do kind of wish he brushed his hair, though, and didn't pop his collar. Who does that anymore? But honestly, Kurt looks really handsome tonight. There's still that immature air that comes when young guys try to wear formal pieces, but it hugs his tall, muscular body rather nicely. Friends don't stare at their friends' nice bodies. Nicole, stop it. Not that I think it'll stop Kurt. Once he's finally close enough, Kurt looks me over from top to bottom. He lets out a low wolf whistle. Well, well, I should have known you'd come dressed to impress, Grave. Impressed? I playfully twirl in place for him. Very. You? Kurt adjusts the black vest he has over his collared shirt and then tucks his thumbs under his lapels. I gotta give it to him. Very. We both laugh a little, filling the silence. I don't know if I'm just used to Kurt's humor or what, but his one-liners tend to not bother me anymore. But don't get any funny ideas. We're going somewhere high class, so I expect the manners to go with it. Got it? I shake my finger at him, and Kurt holds a hand over his heart with the other palm out. I promise to be nothing but a gentleman tonight. He bows in an overly showy way, as though he were a butler, then bends the crook of his arm so it forms a curve against his side. Want to head out? Well, his arm does look inviting. I step forward and link my arm with his. The close contact makes my heart skip a beat, and I smile. Lead the way. We walk from school into town, and I'm so glad Kurt promises the place isn't far because I am not going to walk more than a mile in heels. We must look like a couple when we're arm in arm like this. I have to admit, I kinda like it, but at the same time, I ready a response in case anyone asks if we're dating. I don't want them to get the wrong idea. Then why don't I just unlink my arm from Kurt? It would seem more platonic that way. Shut up, me. You're not helping. My inner monologue is interrupted when we reach the restaurant Kurt had in mind. And this place is seriously upscale. The interior has the sort of ambience you'd expect when you hear high class. There are lamps built into fancy stone walls, and huge vases with elaborate floral arrangements. I think there's even an aquarium in the partition. I want to sit there. Unfortunately, we're not even close. However, we're seated much faster than I expected. Our waiter offers us 2 menus, then promises to be with us shortly before leaving. There are a good number of other nicely dressed people in this place, so he must be busy. They got us a table pretty fast. I would have thought that a place like this would have people lining about the front. I wish we got to sit next to the aquarium, though. I look over at the bubbling display, extremely disappointed. Kurt folds his arms and sits up proudly in his seat. Heh. Just be grateful I managed to pull a few strings and get us a reservation. Pretty nice, right? How did you get the reservation for this place? I told you, my dad's real big in business. By the way, tab's on him tonight. Kurt flashes a debit card and I swear the corner of it glints as sneakily as the smirk he's wearing. Won't he get mad? It's not like he's gonna notice such a tiny transaction. It'll be fine. This place is a tiny transaction to him? Man, rich people. The food here is pretty killer. It's one of those Italian-Japanese fusion joints. I came here once when my parents were over for a visit. Oh, so that's how you knew about it. The fanciest I've been to is Olivia's Grove. I grow uneasy as I look over the menu. I haven't had most of this stuff before. I recognize basic things like pasta or mushrooms, but sea urchin? What did you get last time you were here? Don't remember. I was looking to try something new this time. Some help you are. Kurt glances at me over his menu. Having a hard time deciding? I wish. It's more like I'm having a hard time figuring out what anything is. If you want, I could order for us both. Trusting Kurt with my food? Before I would have blurted out no, before I had a chance to stop myself, but now? So there's accept and argue. You're gonna want to accept. I also went ahead and bought him some gifts. You've done this before, haven't you? What? Order from a high-class restaurant? Yeah, but order for a girl I really like? No. Wait, what? So I'm taking this as a yes, please order for me? Oh, great Madry, sir. Kurt completely cuts me off before I get a chance to ask my question. Did he just admit that he liked me? I panic as I realize he's expecting an answer. Fine, go ahead. Just make sure it tastes really yummy. I'm counting on you. You are in very good hands, Grave. Just you wait. He goes back to looking at the menu, completely unperturbed. Maybe that was just another of his bad jokes. Yeah, that's it. He wouldn't be acting all normal like this if he meant it. Our waiter soon comes back to take our order, and Kurt orders 2 plates of the same thing in a great fake Italian accent. The only thing I have to say is what kind of soda I want. We then fill the time with small talk. Non-awkward small talk, I might add. Kurt doesn't hit on me. He doesn't talk about one of his many football accomplishments. When he's not doing any of that, he's actually very charming. Small talk ends once our waiter comes by with 2 bowls of whatever it is. I look down at it, and it looks like some sort of pasta. It's pretty, at least. This isn't the one with the sea urchin, is it? Hey, that one's pretty bomb. Don't knock it. But no, I got us. Kurt says some name in Italian, and I can't make heads or tails of it. I can only stare back at him blankly and give off an awkward chuckle. It's spicy spaghetti with sea bass and vegetables. Oh, okay. That sounds good. I thought I recognized some zucchini and pieces of fish in between the thin noodles. I actually can't wait to try it. I unwrap my napkin and get at the silverware, then messily twirl some of the pasta around my fork. I'm about to have my first taste when I look over at Kurt. He's about to dig in too, but he twirls his fork carefully until the spaghetti is spun all the way around the teeth. What a way to make a girl look bad. I might as well be eating with my hands compared to Kurt. Where did you learn to do that? Fork spaghetti? No, that fancy thing you're doing to twirl it. Oh, this isn't fancy. It's just that I've eaten at many places like this, and it's become a habit. Is that how you learned to speak Italian? Kurt laughs obnoxiously at me, slamming a hand against the table. I don't know how to speak it. I only know how to fake an accent. You'd be surprised what you pick up when your dad's loaded. Yeah. Messy or not, I twirl my spaghetti however I want and bring it to my mouth. Wow, this is kinda spicy. And once you graduate with your fancy business degree, you'll end up taking over your daddy's company. The end. Bzz, nope. Kurt idly begins twirling more spaghetti around his fork, like he suddenly became bored about the topic of discussion. That'll be my older sister, and if not her, then my older brother. I'm the youngest in the family. I'll probably end up working for them when I'm done with school. And that'll be it. The end. I feel like I stumbled upon a touchy subject. Kurt doesn't seem mad or bitter, but it's like he's lost his usual zeal. Oh, well, it's not like you have to. You might figure out you like something way more. Huh, me? Kurt chuckles and shakes his head as he takes a drink of a soda. Ain't gonna happen. You never know. A lot can happen in 4 years. It's not like I know what I want to do either. But someone like you should figure it out soon, right? Someone like me, huh? Yeah. Kurt winks at me across the table. A girl who's as smart as she is gorgeous. Huh, well, thanks, Marjorie. I appreciate it, really. Our meal of spicy spaghetti I can't pronounce continues with light conversation and several more refills of soda. Kurt and I spend a long time just talking and laughing, and soon we're finished with our meal and heading out of the restaurant. You're sure your dad won't mind you spending this much? The two of us walk in step as we head back to campus. There's no arm linking offered this time, and I'm both relieved and slightly disappointed by this. Anything less than 100, he doesn't give a damn. Besides, guys always pay the first date. Since when was this a date? Halfway through, I realized I couldn't take my eyes off of you. I stop walking and take a look at Kurt. You're serious. He sighs long and hard, and I soon realized all of the signs I thought were only tricks of the imagination were very, very real. I figure there's no point in hiding it. I like you, Nicole. Not as a friend. I want to be your boyfriend. I don't know how it happened. Don't get me wrong, you're beautiful, but I never thought you'd be my type. You're loud, kinda snobby, and you spend way too much time online. I guess you were the one who taught me that attraction is complicated. You're inspiring. You're like the first girl who ever made me feel I could make something of myself. Marjorie, No. Isn't this a time to use his first name for once? But before I can correct myself, Kurt looks at me straight in the eye, and everything around us seems to wash away like blurred watercolors. What do you say? Be my girl? Be Kurt's girl. I repeat the thoughts silently. Would I like being Kurt's girlfriend? I wouldn't hate it. I just don't know how I really feel about him. I can't think about it too long because Kurt's already coming closer. Suddenly he's right in front of me, and we're so close that I can smell his cologne. It's nice. Grave? No, I mean Nicole. Again, with my name, my heart flutters inside my chest and my knees go weak. Kurt's leaning into me, eyes closing, lips pursing. I know he's going to kiss me. It's all been leading up to this. And now you've got the two choices, let him and don't let him. And you're going to want to choose don't let him. I know it's a little surprising, but you'll see. His lips are only a hair's breadth away from mine, and I place my hands on his chest and lightly push him back. Hold on. Kurt pulls back, looking confused. What is it? Is something wrong? I need a moment to gather my thoughts. The fact that I was so close to kissing Kurt makes me dizzy and breathless. Not necessarily in a bad way, mind you, but I need to be coherent for what I'm about to say. I really appreciate that you feel that way about me, Marjorie. I close my eyes and silently reprimand myself. Kurt. But I'm not sure if I feel the same way about you. I know I make fun of you all the time, but it's not because I don't like you. You're a great guy. How? Like, why you're great? Gosh, what does he want me to do? List all of the things I like about him? No, never mind. Save it. Kurt sighs heavily and rubs his head. So, are you saying you don't like me the same way? No, what I'm saying is I'm gonna need some time to think it over. I've never done this relationship thing. I need to make sure that what I feel for you is what I think it is. Alright. Kurt turns his back towards me. Sorry. I must have been going too fast, huh? You don't seem like the type of girl who kisses on the first date anyway. His voice is subdued, tinged with disappointment and possibly a little devastation. I can taste something bitter in my mouth as I swallow anxiously. Kurt, really, I'm sorry. Nah. Kurt looks over his shoulder to smile at me, but his eyes aren't into it. We need to head back to campus before it gets too late. Just give me your answer after you think about it, alright, Grave? Hearing my last name like that is almost like a punch to the stomach. I close my eyes, take a deep breath, then nod. Kurt's respecting me, so I'll have to respect him and not push the matter. I'll get back to you ASAP, Marjorie, I promise. Cool. Come on, I'll walk you home. He looks at me, waiting for me to move. I do so, and Kurt hangs by my side, a few paces behind. There's something awkward in the air between us, and it's heavy, like we're wading through thick soup. I guess that's to be expected when you turn down someone like that. And I'm gonna end this episode here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to see more, just click the I at the top, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys for watching.